What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back with some damn bull. This time we checking out Somebody Call a Doctor. A grumpy British man raps about the Tories killing NHS. Now, of course, I rushed straight to the description because I have no idea what anything he's talking about. And it is the UK's National Health System service, and it's being destroyed mainly by many successful years of Tory government who are happy to see it being chopped to bits and privatized. Okay, now obviously Dan has some strong words to address to this, and I feel like this is the last person that you want talking about it because he might be ripping you to shreds for this lyricism. Hopefully a lot of it don't go over my head. Regardless, we here. Let's go ahead and shut up and turn it up.
Hello? Yeah, I'd like to make an appointment, please. With the doctor.
Oh.
No, not Dr. Dre.
Okay, I was just about to say, bro, it's got that West Coast flavor. He got them flavor drums in there. Okay.
Medical doctor. Hey, this song's kind of like a doctor's appointment. I made it for my welfare, not for enjoyment. The current state of healthcare has gotten fairly poignant. Employment in the NHS is stress and disappointment. Plus, regarding these doctors and nurses, there's a large divide between what their cost and their worth is.
What their cost and their worth is. Oh, he's spitting. Nah, these are universal bars, bro. You ain't gotta be from the UK to feel this. Let's go.
Regarding these doctors and nurses, there's a large divide between what their cost and their worth is. What they're giving us is not just customer service. Thus, I'm not certain what they've done to deserve this. And I know economic...
Yo, especially with the type of hours and stuff that they be working and everything, right? Oh, my goodness. I was sitting here looking at... Oh, my bro. I was sitting here looking at this article, here in the U.S., and they were talking about how and Target was offering their employees like $22 and everything to come there and work, right? And then that was like more than what, nurses will go to school and end up paying. You got some of them that probably been working for years and still don't see that amount of money, right? So it like devalues like the worth of what they like. They out here, possibly, saving lives. Like we only get one life. I would think that's a bit more important than selling, a beanie to somebody. But you know what I mean? I don't mean to like disrespect Target employees, but when he says, their worth, I was just like, that's insane. You know what I mean? So
it's not just customer service. Thus, I'm not certain what they've done to deserve this. And I know economic leaders not often a surplus, especially with Tory crony stock that we purchased.
So this is a person I don't know anything about Tory crony. And as a matter of fact, I don't react to a lot of political stuff on this channel. I didn't know that this was political. So I'm here now, but I don't know anything about Tory crony. So if some of those bars go over my head, just let me know that down in the comments, unless Dan tells me.
It's like the coffers of coffins dropped in a furnace. Gosh, it must have just got lost under the surface. Observer knows at the top.
Coffins dropped in the furnace. Coffins are buried under the surface. Okay.
It's like watching a circus of obnoxious impervious tossed in a discursus.
Oh my God.
We eat, they just scoff the desserts up and really couldn't give a toss if it hurts us. Got the moral virtue of a disturbingly damp sock. Let me just take a second to say fuck Matt Hancock and fuck Boris Johnson. There's nothing on his conscience, not because he's competent, because he's overconfident. He's not a...
Not because he's competent, but because he's overconfident. I like that. Yo, the lyricism's crazy. What else can you expect from Dan Bull? Dan Bull the GOAT.
Boris Johnson, there's nothing on his conscience. Not because he's competent, because he's overconfident. He's not a plonker, he's an avaricious wanker. Ask a question different days, you'll have a different answer. Abandon his kid that he had with the mistress. That just goes to show that it isn't the kid that's the bastard.
A bastard is a motherless child. Or you've been abandoned. I don't think it's just motherless, right? Isn't it motherless or parentless child, what they would call bastards? Or another thing is that what they also call you if you was born out of wedlock, a bastard as well. That's a bar, bro. Oh my goodness.
Abandon his kid that he had with the mistress. That just goes to show that it isn't the kid that's the bastard. Jesus fucking shit. Somebody call a doctor quick. Fuck this shit. What the fuck? Somebody call a doctor up. Jesus, what the fuck is that? Somebody call a doctor stat. What the hell? Fucking wow. Somebody call a doctor now. I'm a rapper without purpose, stacking up countless verses. Tracks queued like patients in the National Health Service. My playlist is a waiting list. I'm made to pass the days to death. I'm praying that it's painless and remembered I'm an atheist. Would you actually look at the state of this? Can you imagine your taxes bloody paid for this? Crazy shit.
Bro, man, I'm gonna tell you something right now, bro. the amount of taxes and stuff that I pay, man, it is ridiculous. It 100% is ridiculous. Now, I can tell you that having kids definitely kind of eats up some of that stuff that I owe. As a matter of fact, because I have 2 kids, is, you know, probably like 80% of the reason why I don't owe. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you get that surplus and everything. But I'll be asking the same questions. Everybody asking the same questions, right? And you see this is UK, right? So, you know, I don't necessarily know all the state of what's going on there. But we do have these little news clips and excerpts up in here and everything. But, you know, you just look at things, right? Especially our roads. Sometimes I'd be wondering, like, how much money everybody's paying in taxes. It's crazy. Where does it go? Where does it go?
I'm a rapper without purpose, stacking up countless verses, tracks queued like patients in the National Health Service. My playlist is a waiting list, I'm made to pass the days to death, I'm praying that it's painless, and remembered I'm an atheist. Would you actually look at the state of this? Can you
I'm praying that it's painless, then remembered I'm an atheist. Okay.
imagine your taxes bloody paid for this crazy shit? Sorry, I didn't want to be ableist today, but it just gets straight under my skin, it's subcutaneous. Look at this great big list of miscellaneous failures.
Supplier waste. Okay. Unsafe test kits. These are done in pounds. Miscellaneous failures. Job retention bonus. Okay. All right.
Hey, but it just gets straight under my skin, it's subcutaneous. Look at this great big list of miscellaneous failures. Is it incompetence, corruption, or plain flipping laziness? Follow the dollar trail, there's obviously some shady shit. The misappropriation of our great British safety net. Maybe if we necromance Clement Attlee back, he'd save us. But sadly, these days it ain't what Labour is. See, it's karma, all I see is Keir Starmer in a sea of parliamentary sharks appeasing Big Pharma. He's a real charmer until he'll disarm you with a demeanour that appears harmless like a meaner Shere Khan's. If only Tony Benn was here.
That appears harmless like a meaner sheer cottage. That's
He'll disarm you.
He's a real charmer until you disarm me, right? So, look, on some what was the name of that guy that was that serial killer, right? He looks all forgetting his name. I don't know why I'm kidding, but he looked really handsome and everything, but it was all lie. You know, it spoke real smooth, but at the end of the day, was as evil come.
With a demeanour that appears harmless like a meaner Shere Khan's. If only Tony Benn was here, he'd be a father to our social care machine that in a coat of steel armour. You know who's slightly overrated? Mr. B. Obama. Clear killing civilians with drones, he's a real bomber. Told us that it closed Guantanamo Bay. So why the hell is it still open today?
Look, bro. See, I'm gonna tell you, to this day, bro, you can go. I feel like some of this type of stuff is buried. You know what I mean? Obama did some good things and everything, but I always looked at, especially when it comes to the presidents, there's no way, like, I feel like at the end of your term and everything, you definitely are going to be remembered for all the bad that you did, right? Then all the good. All right. You're right. Because I always kind of looked at the president as pretty much the face of the government. Right, that most of the calls that he's making is with the authority of everybody else, and it's not just his, right? But again, I'm not really into politics and everything. But just like all presidents, they've all done something that's bad, or all kinds of things. Sorry, like I said, I'm not really into politics, but I do have a neutral view. Whenever I'm looking at politicians and I'm looking at what they're doing, right? I try for the most part to kind of stay away from what's socially acceptable to say, right? And I always kind of look at both sides of the story. Yeah, he did some good things, but what didn't he do? You know what I mean? Because that's just equally as important. You can't form an opinion just with one side of the story, right? You're missing information. And if you refuse to look at both sides, right, and take both sides into accounting before you make an opinion on a presidential run or just anybody in general, then that's just ignorance, right? That's willful ignorance, if you will. Okay, get me talking about something I shouldn't even be talking about. Let's keep it going. Steel armor,
you know who's slightly overrated? Mr. B. Obama. Clear killing civilians with drones, he's a real bomber. Told us that it closed Guantanamo Bay. So why the hell is it still open today? I know that's not remotely related to the topic of this track, but it's a fact I just, needed to say. Stop idolizing people, like most you guys are equal. Then you won't be so surprised when finding that they're evil.
There it is. Don't idolize people, right? They, at the end of the day, they're a person just like me and you, right? The same stuff, the same thoughts and stuff that you can find somebody else capable of doing. Why wouldn't this next person be capable of doing that, man? I used to go to this. Not used to. Well, I used to attend when I went to university. I remember I was at this party and everything, and there was this old lady, and she was looking at this this model or something like that, and she was just idolizing over it. And I was like, yo, most of that stuff is photoshopped. You know what I mean? Like, it's fake. And she thought everything was real. And I was just like, I felt for her. It was an older lady. This is something I would expect her to know, but she was 100% set on that. She was idol, wanted to look like her and everything. And I was like, bro, I bet you if you met her in person, man, she would not care about you at all. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, that's fake. Or, yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that to look like me and everything. Basically, pretty much killing your own self-esteem. It's for these magazines. I mean, you getting me talking, Dan. I might be going off topic a little bit, but I don't care. We here, baby.
Stop idolizing people. Like most you guys are equal. Then you won't be so surprised when finding that they're evil. I wish politicians weren't such a fucking obstacle. Look at the puts in hospitals under mobster rule. Hey, I just remembered this is a G-Funk barb, so I better start popping off my Glock pistol. Jesus fucking shit.
Pop it off.
Somebody call a doctor quick. Fuck this shit. What the fuck? Somebody call a doctor up. Jesus, what the fuck is that? Somebody call a doctor stat. What the hell? Fucking wow. Somebody call a doctor now. Nasty flows with the Hippocratic oath, giving the government such an intimate exam it needs a chaperone. Hammer home that reflex test until I shatter bone. And the waiting like an ancient solo on a saxophone. Fact is, I'm just
Well, wait. Okay, chaperone on hammer home that reflex
test until I shatter bone. And the waiting like an
wailing like an
80s solo on a
80s solo, and then wailing like an 80s solo on a saxophone. Yeah, they were wailing, man. Sometimes them solos last like 3, 4, 5 minutes, man. I mean, one time I was doing a solo in front of the entire student body. Actually, I've done several. But that wailing, that pain, that's basically what he's talking about, that emotion that you hear, right? So he's kind of referencing that to a bone being shattered, right? You obviously be in pain. That same type of emotion that you would hear on an 80s solo saxophone. The longer it goes, the more it hurts. Also, he's got I forgot the name of this guy, but he plays that I forgot the name of the song, but yeah, that's a nice little choice of a meme right there. Choice picture. Does he still play?
chaperone. Hammer home that reflex test until I shatter bone. And the wailing like an 80s solo on a saxophone. Fact is, I'm just sat alone, chatting through your gramophone. The evidence that I present is anecdotal, and I'm hopeful that you know better than just believing any bloke who's speaking.
I like that. I like that he showed the social media.
The evidence that I present is anecdotal, and I'm hopeful that you know better than just believing any bloke who's speaking in a manner that suggests he knows something any deeper than a medical professional. Credentials are respectable, however, it's always essential that you check the source like you trip your balls. You need to squeeze the whole testicle.
All right, yeah, I just said this. Oh, I like the way he put reference that. Squeeze the whole test. Squeeze the whole testicle. I'm gonna start using that, bro. When somebody comes to me with an opinion, I'll be like, did you squeeze both testicles first? Because otherwise, how are you sure that there's two? You only know of one. And if one is missing, then is it trust? Can you trust that? Right? Is that information that you're receiving shooting blanks?
However, it's always essential that you check the source like you trip your balls. You need to squeeze the whole testicle. Know when to consult professionals or to be skeptical. Don't recommend you take this track as medical advice, because I'm just inventing anything I like a fake war veteran who's never been in fights, but pretending that he died for his fellas by their side. Our leaders treat the NHS as benefits.
You know what's very interesting, what Dan's doing here, right, is that he's educating us, but he's also at the same time telling us, like, hey, even though I'm sounding, I'm very, very lyrical, I'm hitting you guys with a whole bunch of information, fact check me as well, bro. Don't just sit here and take it. You know what I mean?
Been in fights, but pretending that he died for his fellas by their side. Our leaders treat the NHS as benefits in kind. They're rarely fit for purpose, yet they never just resign. Just keep telling us it's fine with a repetitious line. They prepare for television, bearing their malicious mind. Sneaky, underhanded, wicked, venomously vile. Steal that advantage with a devilish delight. Peel back the bandage, the infection and it's rife. It seems the medicine cabinet has some skeletons inside. Jesus fucking shit. Somebody call a doctor quick. Fuck this shit. What the fuck? Somebody call a doctor up.
Yo, this beat though.
Bouncing up and down from patients in the back. Just we have fun. We have fun, don't we?
Bro, this was heat. I did not expect to make this a 15-minute reaction, bro. But this was heat. And it's funny because I was kind of going back and forth between if it was something I wanted to look at. I know I ain't listened to any Dan Bull in a minute, so I'm glad I checked this out. All right. Excuse any of my political ignorance. Like I said, I'm not really the person to come to for political advice and everything. I was just trying to align with that I somewhat try to understand the type of things that Dan Bull is going through. But yeah. So see you in this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.